we are going to talk about polygamy. Polygamy is not a new concept. It has been practiced since ancient times and continues to be widely observed across different cultures and societies around the world. Some society accept it, some society frown at it. Let's hear from someone who believes that men should have multiple wives, and that is why she is advocating for more polygamous marriages in Sierra Leone. Don't forget, this is the Khadija Tukaroma Show, and today I'm honored to have here with me Madam Aissatou Kumba.
Thank you for hosting me. Like you rightly said, I'm Aissatou Nangesa Kumba, a social media activist. I've initiated a campaign on polygamy,
Right.
advocating how to legalize polygamy. I've got several potential advantages to support such claim. Thank you, Khadija, for hosting the Men's Parliamentarian.
So, can you tell us what influenced your belief about polygamy, that men should have multiple wives? Is this coming from cultural belief or religious belief, or is there any personal reason, personal experience? Why are you advocating for it?
Khadija, like I said, listeners, viewers, like I said, I have potential reasons why I've decided to advocate such campaign. One, I've been inspired. Like I said, culturally, I've been inspired. Tradition and cultural beliefs are things I have a lot of passion for. Tradition and cultural beliefs are very vital. Very vital. They will help you focus the sense of identity, that belongingness, that social cohesion within a community. You'll be able to identify those facts that we've left behind yesterday. If we practice back, we bring them back to our practices, I believe we'll be able to make that same Sierra Leone yesterday that was the anthem of Africa. So to me, I believe we should go back to our tradition.
Did you grow up from a polygamous home?
Khadija, before coming to that question, let me answer the other part of the question. Why really I decided to advocate for, as a woman, I decided to advocate for such a prestigious topic. For quite too long, the women's voice has been heard in the kitchen. Is mommy frying some fishes in the kitchen there? Is mommy baking some cake? But now I want, as a woman, my voice to be heard at the House of Parliament. I want my voice to be heard at State House.
Right.
I want this voice to come from a woman that the public may think is being disadvantaged when polygamy is working. But I want the voice to come from a woman. So that's the reason why I've decided to advocate for it. Yes, of course, Khadija. And I will tell you, 90% of Sierra Leoneans are coming from polygamous homes.
Right.
I will bite you. Yeah.
So what, from what you said, 90% grew up from a polygamous home. So polygamy is not actually new in our society. It's been practiced. You want it to be legalized. That is your advocacy. That is your campaign that you're moving forward to. So for me, being a person that actually grew up, I came from a polygamous home. So both of my setting, my family side, my mom's side and my dad's side, they're all polygamous, and my dad is polygamous. So it's something that we grew up, so I know exactly how that setting looks like and how it is like, and I've experienced what it means to be in a polygamous home. So in a polygamous household, there are often tensions, among the wives, and sometimes something like jealousy, competition. Sometimes this can lead to it's going to advance to the children. So how should those in this type of setting address this challenge?
Thank you, Khadija. Viewers, if you want to practice polygamy, if I'm going to put this into law, to incorporate this into our Saronian law, one thing I'm going to fight against is jealousy. Be compassionate, be joyful. Being jealous causes a lot of problems on the human body system. Right. Being jealous is a significant impact, has a very significant impact on both your mental and physical being. It can trigger the stress response, which will lead to an increase in your heartbeats. Being jealous can lead to family quarrels, which will make you live in isolation. Being jealous is bad. So how to make yourself very joyful? How to make yourself a compassionate person? To see your co-wife as your sister should be key. Khadija.
Yeah, you're right when you said it should be key. But, you and I, who came from that type of setting, it's very difficult to avoid such kind of jealousy, competition, and it's always bound to happen among polygamous families. So, like I said, how do we address the challenges for us who have experienced it? It's not something I want to come into that. Like you said, we have to be open. These women have to accept themselves. They have to be open. They have to have this soft hearts for themselves, and which also extend to the kids. But it rarely do happen in these settings. So anyway, I would like to also get in the part where we say, from you that is advocating for this, how do these women try as much as avoid this intense jealous hatred and competition?
To avoid jealous, to avoid envy, you have to prepare for it. When the mind is being prepared, my husband, I'm the first wife. I have an agreement with my husband that there will be a second wife. When the thing comes by surprise, then you are not prepared for it. You won't prepare yourself for it. But when you have a table talk with your husband, that with time, there will be a need to have another wife. So you have a co-wife. You just consider this thing to be your wife, to be your sister. Do not look at her as an enemy. Do not look at her as somebody you are competing with. Look at her as a friend. Then the role of the man here, the polygamy advocate I'm advocating here for, is not for poor people, mind you.
Why? Really?
Yeah, because having just a wife, an individual wife, costs you something. If you are thinking of having two, then it means if you are not rich, then you must be an average person to be able to practice polygamy.
So, but what I've seen in Sierra Leone, most of the people that actually practice polygamy, they are not rich, they are poor. So this sometimes will leave them, now poor people, they can say this, a rich man will say, let me just have my, one wife and just be happy with her. And then you get the poor person, that it reaches for like get multiple wives. So when you talk about, say, okay, if the man gets to talk with the woman sometimes, but it doesn't happen. When we look at in polygamy in a religious perspective, that some faith accept polygamy, such as Islam. For Christianity upholds monogamy. So how does this work for individuals whose belief does not align with it?
I want to make sure, or I want to see that infidelity is being reduced in our society. The society is filthy with infidelity. Many men are very much promiscuous. They believe in promiscuity, that you should be a married man here and have several side chicks in the street, which I don't think is good. So to clean that or to address such issues, it's better you legalize the side chick so that you'll be able to live a better life. Khadija, wait, Khadija, I'm coming. When you legalize this, it will be better. So if time comes, you want to have access to that wife. The wife you are cohabiting with already knows your whereabouts. Most times you come back home, maybe late every day in the streets, which are very, very obvious social reasons why I've decided to promote such campaign.
Okay.
Yeah, if you go to Legal Aid Board now, you will see that so many social problems. The wives will go there. Our full of sisters there. They will go there. All other tribes, they will go there, make complaints. My wife, my husband doesn't come home early. My husband is there. But if this thing is being legalized, you will know where
your husband is.
So you won't make problems out of it.
No, but
unnecessary problems out of it, right? Another thing is, I'm looking at the kids who were born out of wedlocks. Do you know how many married men are having children in the streets out of wedlocks that don't have access to their fathers? Do you know?
You're right. Yeah.
And they need attention. Kadia said, don't you want to receive attention from your parents? Let's say you are a baby. Don't you think to receive attention from your parents is key?
Of course, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but how can that happen? The wife will not always accept. But if she knows my husband is with my wife, my co-wife, then it will be a better thing to practice. As I tell you, it is not for the poor. Because for you to practice polygamy, you won't expect you to have two wives these days, these modern days, and you cohabit with all of them together. No. Or even share homes. No, I don't believe in shared homes. If you want to practice polygamy, let her be in her own individual home and the other be in the... Maybe you will be going around them.
But that will cost money. That is why you said...
Polygamy is not for the poor, Khadija. It is not for the poor.
But the funny thing is that poor people embrace it more.
I don't believe.
I have not, I've not seen many marriages.
Can we come to our Sierra Leone stories?
Yeah, that's what
the Fadikas, the Bailobaris, the Sidima Besakos.
Yeah.
Are they poor people?
But they're Muslim. It aligns with
Khadija, these aspects of Muslim Christian. I want to tell you,
we have only two.
No, excuse me. These aspects of Muslim Christians. Okay, now let's forget about the Muslims. It is part of our practice, right?
But you want it to be generally...
Of course, I said I'm advocating across all religions, religious communities.
So I'm looking at
that means Christian and Muslim. The Christians you are talking here, Khadija, they are the ones that are more involved into infidelity. Trust me. And if you are a good Christian, you really want to be to practice your faith properly, it's good to have a wife. So each time you are having an affair with that wife, is her own godly conjugal right she is performing.
I want to ask something, yeah? So, but as a woman, we genuinely do not want to share our husband. So it's very difficult for women to take that and accept that. Even sometimes, don't you think that polygamy is forced to these women?
Or no, it's not forced. Polygamy is not forced. It is monogamy that is forced. Polygamy is homegrown. Monogamy is being forced. It's being imported. Polygamy was here all the time. You understand? The time Sierra Leone came into existence, it is polygamy we knew as a type of marriage. It is monogamy that's been imported on us. It's just like this. Can I distract you a bit? Democracy is being imported. You understand?
Right.
Just like polygamy is being imported, and monogamy is being imported. It is polygamy that was here before.
So what would you accept? Polygamy or monogamy?
Me, for myself.
For yourself, yeah.
My mind is just free here. How can I be campaign for something that I do not want? But if he is ready, if he is able, let him practice.
Like I said, when we look at the financial aspect of polygamy, do you think Sierra Leone, men in Sierra Leone can financially sustain a polygamy
Yeah.
household?
Yes,
Like,
Khadija. Yes, Khadija. When you are involved, you have a co-wife. You know, I have a mate. My co-wife is there. The competition is going to increase. If I'm a corporate co-wife, to be very honest with you, I'm going to work 24/7 round the clock to make sure I do my own contribution so that my husband is going to have the praise from me. So if that is the case, Khadija, I want to believe polygamy is at advantage.
So when you said your husband would able to make a place for you, what if? But I am thinking sometimes this polygamy is being forced to most of these women, and some of these women that accept to be part of a polygamy households are like giving them the society pressure they get from our society. Some will look at the age, and some will look at the biological clock of them. So there's no option. The only option that I have is to, just to be so subject to someone who's already married. So like, okay, it's like, or maybe a cultural one. You get somebody from a tribe, so, this is their culture. They don't mind. So these are some of the circumstances that happens that leads most of these women to subject themselves. And also when we look at, when most of these women marry to these men, not all of them are rich. Like I said before, most of them, like I said, the men that choose polygamy, from what I've seen, are mostly poor. So leaving the women to be the breadwinner of the family. So it's always a difficult challenge for women to go on with this. And sometimes some of these women can actually leave, left these marriages. So what is your perception about this?
Shouldering responsibilities for their kids also. I mean, in monogamous homes. Is it not happening?
But it's easier.
There are homes who are monogamous homes that the wives are footing all the bills for the kids. Okay. So polygamy must not be an excuse to that. No. Practicing polygamy, it is a man's responsibility to provide in the home. It is also your responsibility as a woman to help the man finance that home. That is the type of polygamy I want Sierra Leone to practice. You are not going to relax because I have a co-wife, so I'm going to just relax, have the man do everything. No, that is not the polygamy I want to practice, Khadija. You are going to practice polygamy. If I am to pass this as a bill in Parliament, there are reforms I really want to make. What should be your budget as a man before you get into polygamy? What is going to be your reaction as a wife? How do you appreciate your co-wife? How do you feel joyful with the kids of your co-wife, which I believe are your kids too? Because the kid of your husband is your kid also. So how are you going to navigate between these two? Khadija, is what I'm advocating here for.
So when you mention about passing the bill or having the government to regulate this as a law, do you foresee government to pass this as a law in Sierra Leone? Based off, we have two religions, and the one accepts it, the one practices it, the other one does not practice it. How is this going to work for you?
Khadija, this is going to be the simplest bill. It is going to be the simplest. The reason is, if you look at the percentage of parliamentarians, men to women, we've got more men there. And I'm telling you, I'm their parliamentarians. I'm advocating for them. And there are also parliamentarians there who are women, but maybe they are unmarried women. That would like their children to benefit from this campaign. How are they going to benefit? If Khadija, you were single, right? But maybe you got a child for a married woman, a married man. Sorry. What do you think, if this law is being passed, is being regulated into our law? What do you think is going to happen? Your child is going to have access to the father. So it's going to be at your advantage because the man is coming to marry you, Khadija. Are you getting me?
But what
So
if
the
I do
women
not
there,
want
the
to?
parliamentarians there,
Yeah.
most of them are going to just favor this bill. Trust me, it's going to be the simplest bill so
It's
far.
fast, but there are laws that actually favors, the child act law that actually favors, like, even if a man outside have a kid outside of wedlock, that child has right to the man. So
Not the caregiving I'm thinking about, or
you mean the
possession.
emotional,
The attention
the attention
they want to receive from their parents, their fathers.
But yeah, so we let's get into our next question. So when for we know polygamy is, it benefits the man most, so that's why men would actually be happy about this. So so what the so what advice would you give to someone that is already practicing polygamy and is about to, and also someone that is about to enter into polygamy?
If you are practicing, listeners, viewers, if you are practicing polygamy, I would like to advise you listen to this, the bits of advice I'm giving.
Okay.
One, you the man, you the husband, be a faithful husband.
Okay.
Be a lovely husband. Be an attention giver to both equally. For the women, be compassionate, be joyful. Consider those kids that have been born to your co-wife as your kids.
Right.
You don't know how would they be tomorrow, what will they be tomorrow.
Right.
Maybe you are going to benefit more from them. According to our African belief, we are here bearing children so that they will take care of us tomorrow. We've got homes that such things have been happening. That the kids to the co-wife, maybe the co-wife, one of the co-wife died. The kids to the co-wife are going to transfer the love, the benefits their mother would have enjoyed. They are going to transfer it to their stepmother. We've seen those things. So those wives practicing who are already into polygamy, that is my advice to you. Be compassionate, be joyful. When you are happy, there is a probability that you live long. But you are not happy all the time, you are sad. There's a tendency you get sick, and when sickness comes, the other thing you are thinking of is death.
Yeah.
So make yourself happy. What is this big thing about having a co-wife? What is this big thing about it?
It is big.
Just prepare your mind for it. My husband is going to, but really most time the problems come from the men.
The men.
And Khadija, I want to tell you something.
Yeah.
Do you know it is women that are more interested in marriage?
That is because of the society.
At the time, the woman, the woman wants to marry. Let's say I'm a man. I want to marry Khadija. The time now, I know Khadija is desperate. She wants to marry me. Because that is the time I have to tell Khadija the truth. Khadija, I'm going to marry you. But with time, I will add another person to you.
Yeah.
If her mind is being prepared, she will be able to adapt to it.
And some of these men take this action without confiding with the wives. So.
Because we are reluctant of accepting it. That is the thing.
Because genuinely, we do not want it. We do not want to participate in it.
Khadija, are we going to go back and forth on this thing?
Okay. So I want to know. I want to know what are some of the success stories that you have gotten from your campaign, your advocacy.
I've got two success stories.
Yeah.
One is Mr. King. Mr. King, after having viewed my polygamy campaign videos, he called, we discussed, I visited the family.
Right.
I've been able to convince the woman, and she's happy. She has accepted that she's going to have a co-wife. So that is one big success stories I have. Yeah.
So now she's accepted that. Yeah, it's okay to have a co-wife. Well, we hope to have some of these people who have already experienced polygamy and in heat right now to give us their own experience and tell us what it's meant to be part of that. Me and you, I will tell you what, I grew up in that setting. I'll tell you that I cannot subject myself into another experience of being in a polygamous household. So that is it, and we like what you have said about polygamy and your campaign to say that most of these men have multiple wives. Maybe it comes from your social reason, change of dynamic about, men. We are losing more men than women. Not most of these men. Some of these men are criminal. Some of them are in prison, and now we have drugs. So these are taking our men away. So there is a need for us to co-wives if you want to. But anyway, and for those of you who want to co-wife, you think you want to get an advice, you want to get something from Madam Asita Kumba, who she knows a lot about, polygamy, how you people should run your household. Thank you, and stay tuned for another episode of the Khadija Tukoroma show. So next time we're going to be here with people who are already in it. Thank you.